Hello everyone. Today we'll be doing Unit 2 Part 2, in which basically we'll be discussing the modern sales approaches. In the first video we discussed about the traditional sales approaches or traditional theories, in which we discussed three theories. One is the IDAS theory. Second one we discussed is the right set of circumstances theory. And third one which we have discussed is buyer's formula theory or buying formula theory. In modern sales approaches again we'll be having four theories which we'll be discussing today. Like in that particular part I told you what is selling and what are its introduction part. In this video particularly I'll be letting you know the first is the introduction part, then I'll be discussing with the four theories. Now you can see that I have highlighted in the same manner. Now they are saying that if you're comparing the traditional and modern sales approach, today the customer is very well aware about the information, because now you can see that the customers are very familiar with the technology, computers, internet, so they can easily compare the product and services with your product or maybe with the competitor's product. Why? Because you know that in modern sales approach the customers today have all information at their fingertips. Most of the customers are computer and internet savvy, which helps them to, you can say, to be aware about the particular products or services which can they can easily compare. Now in traditional approach we discussed that 1960s to 1980s was the part of standardized products, but in modernized techniques you can see that customized, tailor-made and flexible products and services are being utilized today, and the prime emphasis is placed on the existing customer in order to retain the relationship of trust and brand. Basically, again, the company has two main objectives only. First is to attract new customers, and second is to maintain good relation of trust and brand with the existing customers. So this is the basic introduction. Like in traditional, basically you are seeing that there is a standardized approach, and here it is customized or tailor-made approach. Then again, we have four techniques, some of the modern techniques which are given to us. First is the partnering. This is very simple. Partnering in the sense like I can make you help understand with the help of an example. Like an insurance agent, and let's say I want to buy an insurance. So I'm insured. Company is insurer, and agent is also a part of insurer only. But agent and company and me, there are three parties. So what happens is in partnering approach, agent partners with me in the sense like with the buyer, because he will understand my needs and requirement, and accordingly he will offer me a, you can say, plan or a policy. On the other hand, you can say that the agent is a member of the company, but he gives more value to my needs, so that he can develop a new relation or a long term relation which could help him in the future profits or in the future events also. For example, I can refer to some of my friends and family to have insurance from this particular agent. So that is basically a partnering. So partnering, you can see like the salesperson as per this approach collaborate with the buyer and buying organization, and hence treat the buyer as a viable partner. यहाँ पर देखिए buyer हो गया मैं, insurance agent सेल्स पर्सन हो गया, and buying organization you can see like then LIC. This collaboration facilitates the buyer to come up with the best solution. Many organizations presenting lifetime agreements to their supplier partners. They tend to understand the need of the customer and try to solve the problem in the best possible way. They support their customers and share the values with them. It is a kind of value sharing among suppliers and the buyers. Nowadays, you can see that customers are looking for long-term relationship with sellers, which help them in as a useful resources for long term. Modern sales approaches advocates the benefit of both of partnering, both for the buyer as well as for the seller. This this approach focuses on two-way sharing, which facilitates partnership. Now, again, if you are thinking from the point of view of customer, I also feel like yes, the company is genuine and the salesperson is also good. He reminds me of every, you can say, premium or how to claim in case of any, you can say, contingency. So these are the things which the customer basically looks out for. And now you can see that a salesperson is in position, in order to position himself as a trusted and caring partner, needs to see things through customer eyes rather than being just another seller. So basically, he feels like that whenever an agent approaches you or whenever the salesperson approaches you, he should understand your needs. He should understand your point of view, your time, for how much time you are investing, what are your needs. Like you should invest in a, you can say, like you are by your you can say conversation, the agent feels like that you are not a risk taker. So he should suggest a plan which can give you a guaranteed return. So this is something which agent or salesperson keeps to remember. So you can see that apart from the product knowledge, he needs to have the knowledge regarding the customer needs, wants, and desires. So again, same point that if the agent will suggest good, you can say idea or solution to the customer, he will help him in long-term maintaining long-term relationship. Same example they have given here. A life insurance agent, in order to sell his policy, becomes the partner of Mr. Abai, who is the prospect. Prospect means customer. He understands the needs of Mr. Bai and creates a link between the policy and benefits. He is looking for long-term relationship with Mr. Bai. This figure is not there anymore, so there is nothing figure is there. Now, second one which comes is a team selling. Team selling is something you feel like is when there is a buyer who buys in a large quantity, or there is any company who demands in let's say in a huge quantity, and one salesperson or one seller is not enough to carry out all the operations. So what they do is two or more sellers come together and they jointly take a project and fulfill the needs of the buyer. So that is known as team selling. Team selling means like there is a team of sellers who will meet the needs and requirements of the customer. So basically, sometimes you feel like there is a big project coming up, and I feel like I'm not the only one who can fulfill this project. Basically, maybe for other activities, I require some other people. So I contacted two, three people. Like I can do production, someone can do marketing, someone can do manage the finance. So I have taken two, three people with me. So that is how this techniques work out. That is known as team selling. Again, I would like to take some that risk because whenever I feel like there is a huge potential of profit and there is a huge potential of high sales, because this approach is generally expensive because two three parties are involved in it. So this is basically of team selling. So you can see when the large buyers or buying companies have some complex needs that cannot be satisfied by one individual salesperson, the seller goes for team selling. Team selling basically done, इसमें लिखा भी है देखिए, a team of salesperson is constituted with knowledge of various functional areas. Everyone has their own functions, so we will coordinate and we will integrate as one team. So see, the focus of salesperson is on the sale effort, while other support functions are taken care by the other members. अब इसके अंदर भी यही है कि आप इसके अंदर एक चीज चेक कर सकते हैं. This approach benefits the companies as the team members try to achieve higher level of satisfaction. By using this approach, the salesperson can position their brand name in a better way. And generally, what happens is, if I'm not a big like we all are small firms, and we have taken a big project. So generally, what happens using a say this using a team of sellers can help build credibility for small firms. However, this approach is not always considered best as the best select in all the situations, because I told you it is an expensive to apply and generally be used whenever there is a high chance of high sales and profit. This approach will be used at that point of time only. Now, again, you can see like in this approach, the attitude of sales people matter the most. Obviously, if you're working as a team, so one salesperson, how you are responding to one another, that is the main, you can say, core of the successful team selling. Because if there is no lack of coordination, the project might fail. So see, इसके अंदर एक एग्जांपल इन्होंने लिखा हुआ है. While presenting the product, two technicians and two salespeople make a team and give the presentation. Like two technicians will give you the technical part knowledge and salesperson will tell you the benefits. So they will tell you the benefits as well as the uses of the product. While working in team, the team members should integrate their mind and work, leading to positive results and hence bring more credibility and synergy. Synergy means coordination in efforts only. So this is what our second approach, that is team selling. So first one is partnering and second one is team selling. Now the third is very simple, and we are very aware about this approach. Reason being is because we always, every customer looks for value added selling. What is value added selling? You can see like is value added selling. Whenever you're buying a product, what extra items or extra benefits is given by the seller to you. You're buying a mobile phone and the seller is saying, sir, bhaiya, I'm giving you the cover free of cost. Okay. You can say, I'm giving you extra insurance and I'm giving you, you can say, screen guard. So these are the value addition which the particular person goes, or we can take another example. You're going to buy a toothpaste. So the toothpaste company says that we are giving you one brush free. So that is something you feel like always the value added selling. So customer always looks out for what is extra given, what extra benefit is given to the customer without incurring any additional cost. The price of the product will remain same. If you're giving something extra, that would add to its utility. So this is what about value added selling. Simple approach because a salesperson is required to meet their customer expectation, and the customer always expect to receive something extra. For example, if you are going to buy a laptop, the laptop cover is free. Fine. अब इसके अंदर ये वाला पॉइंट लिखा हुआ है, the cost of value addition is mostly borne by the company and rarely adds up to the basic price of the product and thereby does not pass on to the customer. It is the habit of the buyer to buy the product that adds up value to the product at the same price. Same example they have given, that you are going to buy a toothpaste and you're getting the toothbrush free. Generally, this point is little important. A seller may add the value to the product by making the product handling and storage convenient. Generally, like bag is giving, you are giving a bag free, giving a related product free, toothpaste and toothbrush, making package usable, like selling sugar in containers so that container can be reused, and extending after sales services. Now, the same example which I have explained you, they have explained with the help of figure also. In the figure below, it is shown that you have bought a mobile handset, and what kind of value addition can be done by the seller step by step is the mobile cover is given free with the handset. See, I can. This is your main product, and the price at which you will be buying a mobile phone. So that would be the basic price. The seller is saying that I'm giving you addition free of cost mobile cover. Then I'm giving you free of cost screen guard, extended warranty or insurance, or to the highest limit they are saying that will be giving you 3 months recharge free. Like sometimes you feel like it's Geo network has done that, give 500, we're giving you 3 months extension. So and in 1500 we'll be providing you the handset also. So this is something you feel like in the adding value adding selling or value added selling or value adding approach. So in this basically a simple approach where this is basically sometimes you feel like it's a very flexible approach and a customized selling approach where input is required from defined range of average customers. Basically, you feel like there is a mentality of the people that if you're receiving something, like they're saying if anything is coming for free, so it doesn't matter the quality or something like that. But yeah, if it is free, so it can add to the positive feedback from like of the customer for the company generally, and it will help the customer to retain. Like for example, sometimes you feel like by the entry of Geo, many mobile networks got lot got their stake down. Reason being is they were not able to meet up the competition level. And the last approach in this comes is problem solving or consultative selling. Again, you can have a little bit of confusion between partnering and this one, but that there is a basic point which I can make you clear before starting this approach. Like in partnering approach, the agent, company, and the buyer. There are three people, and the agent is a member of company, but he has to care of the buyer needs also. In problem solving or consultative selling, the salesperson act as a consultant, and Generally what happens is whenever you are reading this, like sometimes you feel like is in consultative or problem solving, or if someone is coming to you for any product, the buyer is not in a position, buyer is in a state of mind that which company product I need to buy. So if, for example, I'm selling one of those products and there are two three companies also in the market. If the buyer comes to me, it is my responsibility to ensure buyer how my product is superior than my competitor's product. But in partnering, comparison is not done. There is a agent who will help the customer with their, like मुझे LIC से ही पॉलिसी करवानी है तो मैं LIC का ही कोई प्लान लूंगा. So partnering in that is that form. But in consultative, I have the buyer is in problem. I have to make him realize how my product is better than the competitor's product. Or salesperson will act as a consultant. So see, as per this approach, the salesperson act as a consultant or a problem solver. Their job is to match their product or service to the specific needs of the customers. Then, generally, every customer has a problem in hand and he seeks for a solution. This salesperson need to solve these problems only if they understand the problem. This type of approach is quite popular as a win-win scenario is highlighted for both the buyer and the seller. And generally, this is the main focus of the prospect is to understand the features of the product. Plus, whatever the seller is offering, that is also the main focus of the company and the salesperson. You can see that it is useful for sales team to know the modern sales approach which focuses directly or indirectly on developing long-term customer relationship and also used by many companies worldwide. Now what happens in this approach is basically like it becomes easier for the salesperson to sell the product when he has the information regarding the competing brands and products. A salesperson who possesses all the information plays a role of problem solver or consultant. Sometimes you feel like is that I know about my product, but I'm not aware about what other companies are offering in the market. And if the customer sometimes ask you a question, how your product is better than this, and sometimes you know that the customer might have already visited other companies or other showrooms, and now he's well aware about the product, you can say range, product quality, memories or some memory card or something, and like any electronic item you feel like. So in that case what happens is the salesperson must be aware about the competing products, or you can say the competing brands. If he is not able to match with that need, so the relationship with the customer gets spoiled and there might be no any sales. So see, you can see like he first understands the needs or problems of the prospect and then suggests a product or offers a solution by referring to a product that meets all the requirements of both the buyer and the seller. अब यहाँ पर वही वाला पॉइंट दिया हुआ है. This approach is similar to partnering in a way that seller understands the needs of the buyer and gives the solution to the problem. But the basic difference, what I was telling, in problem solving approach like this, in consultative approach, seller compare his product with that of his competitors, like I told you. But in partnering, no comparison is done. Why there is no comparison? Because agent and company have their own partnership, and agent and the buyer has their own partnership. So there is no question what other companies are offering in partnering techniques. But in case of this problem solving or consultative, the seller or the salesperson have to ensure that how their product is better than the competitive product. So this is what these are the four techniques, modern techniques, which we have discussed. First one is partnering. Second one is, you can say, I have discussed team selling. Third is value added selling. And fourth is consultative selling, or you can say problem solving approach. So these are the four approaches. And traditional theories we have discussed three. I have already discussed in the part one video. So this is where our unit 2 gets over. And if you feel like there is any doubt, you can ask me, or you can message me. I'll reply to that particular thing. And from my side, the syllabus is over. Fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.